In this video, I'm going to show you how to start and grow your online fitness coaching business and make £2,500 to £5,000 a month using this cold outreach system. On the left-hand side is a screenshot of my Stripe account back in April of this year, 2023, where I made my first 5K a month with the content agency using this cold outreach system. This video and this document is for gym floor personal trainers looking to transition online and get their first couple of clients, and for current online fitness coaches struggling to get leads through their organic content and don't have the money for paid ads or to work with a coach. Right now, you're struggling with creating content, dialing in your messaging, and attracting your ideal clients through your content. Maybe you're also feeling uncomfortable on camera and it's not converting, so you're not generating those new leads and closing clients. This is a system where you don't need to be posting content yourself, showing your face, that can still get some clients through the door and help you build up that experience and your social proof. But a disclaimer before we go through on this video. This system isn't scalable long-term, but is a stepping stone to building up your experience, social proof, and your client base, as it does require a lot of your time and can't always guarantee predictable income, something like ads do once you dial them in and you get them right and you've cracked them, okay? So I just want to preface that before we get into this video, because you will have to put in a lot of your time where sometimes you might have people that aren't interested, they ghost you, but I'll explain all that in this video. However, it has become very profitable for my business and bringing in new clients. In this video, we are going to cover 3 sections with the cold outreach systems, hiring appointment setters and their trainings, and buying warm IG accounts for the cold outreach. So in the first section, we're going to go over the systems overview, how I use the cold outreach system to make my first 5K a month, how to set up your warm IG accounts, how to use the Kpi Tracker, your free lead magnet that you'll be using, creating your Google form and its automations with Pabbly and Slack, creating your booked call automations, your DM scripts, and how to find your target audience, okay? And then with section 2, hiring an appointment setter and their training, where to hire them, the job description you'll be using, their commission sheet, the commissions and pricing plans that you'll have, and then Slack communication with your appointment setter. And then finally, the final one is buying the warm IG accounts. Where do you buy them? How do you go about doing this? So the system overview and how I use the cold outreach system to make my first 5K month. Again, on the left-hand side is the screenshot. And obviously this helped with my business, right? My content agency. However, I wanted to make sure that this system still applied to help with fitness coaches as well. Cold outreach works with any industry. It's just changing certain things to make sure that it applies to your audience. So I wanted to try it with 2 of my fitness coach friends. They're not clients, they're friends, as I wanted just to test this method. And my friend Connor managed to use this method and gain 2 clients from the cold outreach. And my friend Peter, he's got 2 sessions with a guy who's in Dubai doing online Zoom calls. I think it's like 2 sessions a week. In person, he has 1 couple and then 6 individual clients. Then online, he has 3 clients, and he's now trying to transition everyone to going in online. So then he'll have 12 online clients, which is awesome as well. And what's great too is this is the first time all this entire system is organized. I gave them kind of rough ideas beforehand, and it worked for them. Now, in this video, you're going to have all the sheets, everything updated in one place that is going to be more useful for you to get results. So I'm excited for you to try this out. The cold outreach system overview. What is it? So you reach out to your ideal clients who don't follow you, don't know who you are, and you provide to them upfront value at no extra cost to them in the form of a free lead magnet for them to use. And if they like it and they see the benefits, they invest in your service and become a client. But one thing to remember here, cold outreach is a volume game. The more messages you send, the higher the chance of starting conversations and booking more calls for your fitness coaching business. So here's how I use the cold outreach system. So we use anywhere from 4 to 8 Instagram accounts to send messages on each day. The reason why it's 4 to 8 is before I hadn't bought warmed up outreach accounts and they'd get banned, or we'd be limited to sending like 5 messages an hour. And then I found out more about warm IG accounts, where what they basically are is accounts that have already been established on Instagram, where you can actually send 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 messages an hour, depending on how warmed up they are, which means you can send more messages an hour and increase the chances of having more conversations, and then booking more people in on sales calls. That's the aim of it. But the one thing I would say to you on this one is the accounts that you start using for cold outreach, do not turn them into personal accounts down the line, because I did buy followers just to make it look a little bit more creditable. But buying followers and doing cold outreach, it doesn't affect it whatsoever. Whereas if you were to buy followers, then start running ads down the line, that will skew things up and you don't want to do it. And then all the accounts that are branded to represent our business, not me personally, but our business. And all we do is, we optimize the bio, we add our name in there, content marketing agency, and then we tag my personal account. The reason for this is then when these cold prospects see that you sent them a message, they want to check out your page, they can see the person that owns the business, then you can go to your personal account where you're providing a ton of value as well, especially as you do get better with posting content online. And then for me, I offer a free video with a framework our clients use to generate new leads and sign clients with their content. I would ask them if they had a video already filmed or if they would like me to share the framework our clients use. If they want to use that framework, then I would send them a link to a short VSL explaining the breakdown of the framework, our results, client testimonials, and the reasons why it works. Then I will just show them how to send over the video back to us, and then we'll edit that for them as soon as possible. And if you want to check out the VSL video that I filmed, you can watch that right here, because you can film one something like this, kind of explaining your workouts, programs, nutrition plans that we'll get onto with your lead magnet shortly for your potential client in the DMs as well. And the reason why I do this is it develops more trust, okay? Because remember, you're reaching out to them, they have no clue who you are. You haven't got on a call with them yet, they haven't watched your content. So by them seeing a video, feeling your energy, seeing who you are and how you act on camera, naturally, it can help, like I said, build that trust, and then more than likely wanting to go and take action from that. And you're delivering more value that other people aren't, because they're just trying to get the sale very, very quickly, and they're not actually taking the time to be more personal. And this is the exact DM script that I use. So any content agencies that are watching this, feel free to use it. I'm not going to go through this on this video, but you have this sheet in the description down below that you can access and you can use, and you can just kind of go through this yourself and read that. And then to show you that this also works, here are some of my results from some of our accounts with sending the messages, okay? And this is recently, like you can see right here, we've already got 5 people replying back to our messages saying, yes, sure, go ahead, I'd like to know more, sure. And it's just an opening message for us to give them our framework that we use. And then you can see here with the variety of different accounts that we use, right? I just changed the words around, add full stops in there, underscores. And then you can see here, 2 chats, 1 chat, 1 more notification, 5 chats, 1 chat, 2 chat. I think that's like, 11 or 12 conversations in one day already, which is great. And that's why it's really important that it's a volumes game. When you hear, oh, you got to do cold outreach of 200, 300, 1,000 messages a day, it's like, whoa, that's really overwhelming. But when you have a system like this that I'm about to show you today, it's not actually that overwhelming because it's all organized and in one place. So yeah, here's just some proof that you can see that our accounts get good messages on them. People intrigued about what we have to offer. And then we just send over the messaging, like I said, with regards to the framework, and then we go ahead, we edit a video for them. And sometimes with us, because we're waiting for them to send us a video, this can take a couple of days, this could even take a couple of weeks, because you have to keep reminding people. Remember, they don't know you, they've got busy lives, you have to keep following up with them, which will also I'll share with you in your script that I created for you in this video as well. So how to use the KPI tracker. You may have heard this before, and KPI just means key performance indicators, and this shows the performance and the metrics of your business, if you're on track or if the business is underperforming, and you can then go ahead, look at the numbers and make adjustments if you need to, so you can fix them. So you can access the KPI tracker right here. I just got this as a timestamp because throughout this YouTube video, if you want to come back to the YouTube video as well, you can just check this timestamp, which after this video is posted, I'll go back through and I will add for you so you can check out and you can see this. So if we click this link right here, here is the KPI tracker. On the left-hand side here, you have a video explaining how to use this sheet all in detail. And this is great because you just share this with your appointment setter. They'll see the video and then they'll know from there how to fill out this sheet so you don't have to. Nice, which is great, right? Because it's going to save you time. So on the bottom left, you have your sales call tracker. Okay, so every time someone books in a call, you take a call with someone, you just go through and you fill this section of the sheet out. So you're just going to add in the date right here. You have the date, you choose that. So let's say it's today's date. You add in the person's name, social media handle, their email, what platform you spoke to them on, let's say it's Instagram, the account, right? So you have 1 to 10 here. 1 to 10, which I'm going to show you in a second, basically just means how many accounts that you have, right? So with the cold outreach, you might be using 4 to 8 accounts, but you still have your personal account. So let's just say number 1 is your personal account. So 1, Scott Norgate, 2, social edits, and then so on, spelled in different ways, right? That's what this will represent. And if you need to, you can just click on this edit section right here, and then you can go here and then just type in the name of the account, right, if you want to, just so it's a little bit more organized for you there. And then you have the type of lead. So let's just say this is number 1 right here. Type of lead, is it inbound lead, right? So this sheet is great for if you're running ads as well. So it's going to track all that. If you watch the video in the sheet in the top left corner, it'll explain how to use this in more detail and explain the ad section as well. Cold leads, warm leads, hot leads. For now, you're mainly going to be focusing on cold leads. So type of lead is going to be cold. And who's assigned to the sales call? You'll just put in the names here. So let's just say this would be me, but it's closer 1. Then you're just going to go through, did they show up? And you're going to tick these boxes, what offer made, were they closed, unqualified, no show, follow-up message, any objections they had, notes, cash collected, and revenue. So cash collected is the cash that you collected on the call. The revenue is the contract that you have with them. So let's say you collected £250 on the call, that they have a 3-month program. The program is 3 months with them, and that's the contract. Then that's going to be £750 revenue. So that's what you'd put here. So it'd be 250, and then the revenue would be 750, if my maths is correct. And then it'll be that. And on the right hand side here, you have like metrics and stuff. It lets you know how your sales calls are doing from every single month of the year. And then just some boxes down here as well, where you can just make notes and keep track of everything. Okay, so that's all in one place. And don't worry, I'll delete all this, so it'll be fresh for you when you download this sheet. And then we have your outreach tracker. And what I like about this section is I'm just going to close here. So it might look small here right now, but when I mentioned 1 to 10, that's what this stands for. You have 1, 2, 3, up to 10. And these are your different accounts. These class as the warm outreach accounts, including your personal and then the warm accounts that you have. So we have 1 here. So this would be your personal account, right? So you just type in the name right here. And then this is just an example of how the sheet will be used, okay? So on the left-hand side, you have your daily conversion reports. Here, you would just add in the Instagram handle, and then you just keep that there. Again, if you need to reduce the size, you can do. So then as you break down these sections, you can see what Instagram account it is. Then it's your daily conversation report, so let you know how many people have messaged, conversations have started, left on scene, not qualified, all the way through to people that you've left on scene. It will let you know who's in your pipeline, where they're at right now. And then it'll also let you know the DM template reports from cold outreach through to the inbound leads and what's performing the best for you right now, bringing in people into your business. And then your appointment setter will come through here. They'll add in everyone's name that they've messaged that day on this account, their Instagram URL. They can either add the link in or the name or the URL right here. It's up to them. And then if they give you an email, they can use that. Then they've got the platform, right, which is going to be Instagram. What type of lead? Majority of the time it's going to be cold, right? So you would just type in and put that there. But where this is your main account and you start running ads, you'll use the inbound section right here. But for the meantime, we're just going to change all this to cold because that's what it needs to be for what we're doing. Then the DM scripts, obviously you've got cold leads through to inbound leads. So we're just going to say that this one is cold for the meantime. And then every time someone goes through the pipeline, you just add in the date. This gives us more detailed information because you might find that you message someone at the end of one month, but then they don't book in a call until the start of the following month. Well, if we didn't have the dates put in, it might tell you that you took a sales call at the end of August when actually it was the start of September, if that makes sense. Then you'd go through and you just add in the dates for where they're at in the pipeline, and then you'd add in the numbers from the cash collected and the revenue of that person. And then if there are no close, not interested, your follow-up messages, if you sent them, what days you sent them on, and you can just add the status here. So if they've left you on scene, you can just add this in there. What brought them to you, right, it's going to be cold. Majority of the times, you'll just put cold DMs. So what's great is you'll do this for every single sheet. So if we come back and we minimize this, we can then open up sheet 2. So you go and add in the dates right here. But from 2 to 10, these are all based around cold outreach. There'll be no inbound or anything like that. When it comes to scripts, it's all cold. So you'll do the same thing here. You'll add everything in. And the best part about this is if we actually quickly come back to number 1, you'll see that we've got the names added in right here. Name 1 and then Scott Norgate. You'll see here we have conversations review. When I first started using this system, it was so messy. It was not organized. We have a separate KPI tracker for each individual account, and I actually couldn't see like who we were having conversations with. Yes, I knew that we were having conversations with people, but I didn't know like the names of those accounts, the names of those people. So when I knew we had conversations with them, I could go to the account, I could see, I knew what account they were on, I go to that account, and then I send the follow-up messages and checking in where they're at in the pipeline, right? So I know I could follow up with them. So I wanted to take that and use that in this sheet. I use my Sheets guy. I'm also going to tag him in the description below. His name is Vandeer. I will give you his Upwork account. So you reach out to him if you need any sheets edited, because he has done every single one of mine and he makes them so slick. So yeah, he'll be in the description below. So make sure to check him out. Okay, so what's great here is we actually go back to the outreach. What month were the opening messages sent? And it was the 1st of the 4th day. So if we actually go to conversations here and we go to January and you see the cold leads, now you see name 1. So if we go back to the outreach tracker and we come here and we just type in the word James, and then we see that they are a cold lead, and then we just put in here the DM template, which is cold leads, the date we messaged them on. Let's just go back to January. Let's just say it was January the 5th, and the conversation also started on January the 5th as well. Then if we actually go back to the conversations review section, James now comes up. So what's really interesting is every person you've had a conversation with, you just come to the conversations review, you go to whatever sheet that it is. So if we minimize this, at the top, it opens up the months. If you click on this, then you have small ones that open up the different sheets that you have. So 1 to 10, right? I click on this, it closes it down, it opens it up. So it lets us know in regards to inbound leads, we've had conversations with there. So this is cold leads, this is great, and it lets us know all of the names. So this keeps everything in order, which is perfect. Then you'll see individually, if you click here, you have the same similar process. We fill this out just a little bit with everything in regards to the ads is here, but I'll explain that in the tutorial video. For now, when you click on the plus icon, it opens up everything for you with all the information you need in regards to cost per follower when it comes to your inbound leads, everything that you need to know. But if we close this down for now, and then we go over to the cold DMs for page 1, we can see how many DMs that we've sent throughout this month, and then the DM to conversation percentage, then how many conversations we're having, the conversation to call percentage, how many calls have been booked, how many people showed up to the call, how many calls were taken, how many did we close, how much cash collected, and the revenue. And this will do it for every single sheet. But also you want to know what the total is at the end of that month for all your cold outreach. And that's what you get in this section right here. And it will let you know the total. And then you can just open it up and it'll give you all the information for all of the sheets as well as a whole. So now when it comes to doing your cold outreach, it's all in one place. It's very simple and it makes sense. And then you have, your warm DMs and hot DMs as well for your main account here as well. Then a section where with your appointment setter, when they go through, all they've got to do is add in their hours that they've worked, just so you can keep track of it as well for when you come to give them their payments at the end of the month. Obviously, you're not paying them hourly, you'll be paying them a base payment every single month and then some commissions, but it's just nice to keep track of it if you want to add that in there as well. Then finally, once you've been adding in every single month, it gives you a 2023, whatever the year that it is, total. So you can then see January through to December, the ad spend, again, when you do your ads with your main account, and then with the different accounts for cold outreach from 1 to 10 as well, and then their totals, and you see everything here. When you open it up, you'll just see the totals in regards to what they've done that month too, in regards to the conversations, everything like that, which is smart and really, really good. And then the same with the warm, hot DMs. So this is the outreach tracker. So this is the KPI tracker. It lets you know all the numbers within your business, what's performing well, what cold outreach account is performing the best for you, which isn't, where you can improve, and how much money you're making every single month, bringing in new clients for the business. So now we've gone through the KPI tracker. Now we're going to go over your lead magnet. So what's the free lead magnet that you're going to give someone? So I've got the idea here where you offer a free 1-week online training and nutrition plan including a habits tracker. Or if you don't want to do like 1 week, because with 1 week, yes, you're not really going to see crazy results, i.e. in regards to fat loss, muscle building, or anything like that. However, the results that you can see from this is them increasing their steps, feeling better, it becoming part of their daily routine. Or you could do 2 weeks, but I wouldn't advise doing more than 2 weeks. It allows them to kind of have this be part of their routine a little bit more. However, it's going to take you a lot of time to fulfill, keep on track with them. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, if they don't want to sign up, you're going to feel a little bit more frustrated that, you put all this time in and you didn't get a client. So I feel like 1 week could be a sweet spot. It's worked for some other people that I've tried this system with, but you can test this out, see what works best for you. And the reason why I decided to go for this is it's like driving a car. You're not going to buy a car until you have driven it, you feel comfortable, and it feels right. This is what the prospect needs when you are trying to get them to sign up to your program through cold outreach. Why would they sign up when they don't know who you are, they have never seen a video of yours, and now they're going to pay high ticket to work with you? It's not going to happen. They want a bit of a test drive. That's what I do with my agency, right? My free lead magnet relates to my service. With the agency, we offer a free video and one of our frameworks to script their video, which has helped our clients generate new leads and clients for their business. This gives them an insight into the service, what we offer, and whilst I provide them value by giving them time back by not having to edit a video, they now have a framework proven to work, which they can use for the future, even if they don't decide to work with us, which is great, because that can get them results because we know it works, and they can come back to us, reach out to us later down the line, and when they are ready, when they start earning a bit more money and they would like help. Whereas before, they were just filming without a direction, not having their messaging dialed in, or knowing how to speak to their ideal clients in their content. Now this problem has actually been solved with the free resource, the free lead magnet that I've given them. Then they post their content, and most often than not, they see results. Leave them thinking, if they give me this advice for free, imagine what they do when I pay for their service. So yes, this does require more effort, more time on your end. However, you're not going to be generic and just like everybody else, okay, where they're just giving you a nutrition plan and a basic training plan, hoping that you'd use it, when majority of the time we know that that's getting left unread and then not taking any time to go through it. So you're probably thinking, okay then Scott, how would the free 1 week online training plan work for an online fitness coaching service? Okay, like it sounds good, but what would be the actual process for this to work? So the bad side about the system, okay, it takes time to create a training and nutrition plan, check in with them each day, and be their accountability partner, especially when they're not actually a client. People may take the plan and the coaching, then ghost you. It happened with me with videos sometimes. It wastes your time and it leaves you feeling frustrated. And this is part of the risk with this system, okay? Not everyone's going to say yes. Remember, they don't owe you anything. They're going to get some of your information and then they might leave. But if you're going to be working with people which it is a high enough pain point for them, they want to solve this issue and they have the money, they're probably not going to do that. Most people that I've found do this is the ones that actually don't have money and can't pay for your service. The ones that do either upfront ask how much is your service they want to know, or they're more than likely going to work with you. And the ones that don't, majority of the time, I just have to follow up with them, or they've just left us on red and they're not ready for that right now, or they don't want it. So they just don't respond to your messages. But the upside about this system, you can actually already have pre-made training and nutrition plans that you only need to adjust slightly based on the answers after they fill out their form, which I'm going to explain a little bit more in this video, and working out their calories and their macros to reduce time for each potential client. And it shows that you're providing them a ton of value, because the problem is everyone's thinking, I'm going to give them a ton of this value, they're going to use it, and then they're not going to work with me. But you're thinking too short term. You also need to think that they could use this, get results a little bit down the line, they have a bit more money, and then you want to come and work with you. It's that law of reciprocity. So don't always think now, think long term too. And it is more valuable and impactful than a basic generic lead magnet, which you mentioned before, which you'll never use. And they also have you as an accountability partner, and it's personal and it's tailored to them, because that's why people invest in you, right? Yes, they can go online and they can find out how to create a workout program and do everything like that. But the reason why they stay around with you is because of the accountability. Think about it. You're a fitness coach, and in 3 months' time, your goal is to help them feel more comfortable in the gym and know what they need to do all by themselves. Great. But if they stay with you for 6 months, 12 months, a year, why do they want to do that? Because they like working with you. They enjoy the time they have with you in the community that you have built. So don't forget that. So they begin to trust you. And over the 1 to 4 weeks that you decide to choose, they see results. They feel better within themselves, opening their eyes to the value your service provides them. And they don't want it to come to an end. And because of that, they decide to invest and sign up into your program. Not everyone will, and that's fine. But we just need a couple of people to get started. And if you don't have the money right now, like I said, for the ads and the coach, you have time. So use it to your advantage. So here's the breakdown of the free 1-week online training and nutrition plan. So number 1, you're going to set up your 4 to 8 warmed up fitness coaching IG accounts. Use the same name, just spell it differently. Change the words around, add full stops or underscores. You saw me do this with some of the screenshots above, and you can see that right here. Our business is called Social Edits Agency, agency_social edits. You can change this around as many times as you would like. And you can message me on Instagram at Scott Norgate with 2 R's with the word cold outreach, and I'll give you the number of the company that I use to buy my warm IG accounts. They do all their business over WhatsApp, and I don't want to get them spammed with people that just want to prank call and stuff. You'd be surprised a lot of people do that online. So if you do want this, just reach out to me on Instagram and I'll give you their number directly because you're actually serious about this. Then you want to optimize your bio. So you want to have your name. This will be like online fitness coach or fat loss coach. The first line that you see right here will just be a client win. So client lost 14 pounds in 12 weeks, for example. The second line will be your who-how statement, which is we help blank achieve blank in blank time. This is just an example of ours. And then the third line is, again, the owner of the business where you'll add your main account. So when you're messaging people through cold outreach, they can come to the page, they see social proof, but then they also see the person who owns the account, and it makes them feel, if it makes you feel a bit more trustworthy and that you're not a spam account. And then finally, you're going to upload your client before and after images and testimonial videos to your feed, so it makes you look more credible and you're not a spam account like I just mentioned. And then you want to follow your account, okay? So as you can see here, like I'll explain this a little more in a second, but I have obviously some of our client testimonials. I actually bought followers, but that doesn't affect your outreach. It would affect it if you're going to run ads and things, but it doesn't affect when you come to do cold outreach. And then they're going to be like, oh, he's following one person. Who's he following? And it's going to be you, okay? You're going to follow your main account. So it feels more trustworthy in that you are behind these accounts. And number 4 is you'll create your free lead magnet and your templates, the nutrition and the training plans and your habit tracker. So you can use Trainerize. I've given you access to the website here if you're not familiar with that. Yes, you can start off with like the free version, which I think is like just one client. Then it costs a certain amount every single time you work with more clients. But as you want to try and keep the costs low, I probably wouldn't use that right now. You can use your own programs on Google Sheets if you're already doing that anyway. We've got your templates and stuff, so that works. If you don't, then you can just create one. You can probably find one online, and you have like an exercise library, things like that, where there's certain websites that you can do that on, or you can just create some yourself and you can add that in there with a calorie tracker, step tracker, and your habits tracker. And then number 5 is you want to create a Google form. Obviously, they're not actually onboarding on as a client, but you need to know where they're at in their life. If they have high blood pressure, if they've got diabetes or any injuries that they may have. So you need to have some sort of an onboarding process. I just called it the information form, so they can give you as much detail as possible on the goals that they want, where they're at right now with their fitness journey, and any, like I said, health risks or concerns that they may have. You may already have your own right now. I've also got a copy of one that I used to use as my background was a fitness coach as well. So you can access this right here, change it up as you want to, add more questions if you need to. This is one that I used to use for myself with my clients. And then number 6 is you want to set up your form automations using Pabbly and Slack. This keeps everything organized because every time someone fills in a form, you haven't got to go all the way to the Google form and check to see if someone's actually filled it in. You'll get notified and it will let you know exactly who's filled it in, their email, and then you can just reach back out to them using a DM script, which I'm going to show you in a second to continue the conversation in the next steps. So Pabbly is a automation software. You can either use it for free where you get unlimited workflows, but only 100 tasks. And what that basically means is, for example, every time someone fills in the form and then it sends you a message on Slack, that classes as one task. But sometimes within an automation, you have a variety of different things that happens where Pabbly will send something to Google, that will send something to Slack, to whatever. Each individual time that happens, it classes as a task. Or if you feel like in future you want to use this more for your business, you can use the unlimited workflows of 12,000 tasks, and that's only $14 a month. If you want to access the Pabbly website, you can access that right here. It's cheaper than Zapier. And then also you can use Slack if you're not signed up to Slack right now. It is £5 per person a month when it's billed annually, or £7 per person billed monthly. With your appointment setter, I believe you will have to pay for them to be a part of your Slack. You're not going to be communicating with clients on this because you want to leave that in Instagram right now. The reason for that is because if you start taking them off of this, it might feel a little bit salesy to them. You want to feel that as natural as possible. And once they feel more comfortable with you, because they have no clue who you are, remember, then you can take them off of Instagram if they want to take this further after the 1 to 2 weeks is over with the training plan. Okay, so you can go through, you can use these, and then I have a training here that you can access that will have everything on it. I just need to, by the looks of things, just add in the link right here. And now you've got your form automations, you actually want to create booked call automations, which is going to be number 7. So every time someone books in a call with you, you actually get notified in Slack. It tells you who, what date the call is, their emails, everything else you need to know about that person. You do this through Pabbly as well, but you also use Calendly. You're all probably familiar with that anyway. So they work in tandem together, and it helps with keeping you on track and knowing who is booking in calls with you. So you can watch the video on how to set this up right here as well. I'm not sure why I didn't add the link in here, but I'll do that after I've filmed this video. And then number 8, the really important part, which you've probably been thinking as well, which is your DM script you will use for your cold outreach. I emphasize here, make copies of this. Okay, you can't edit it anyway because you just have viewer access, but make a copy so it's in your own Google folder. So let's take a look. So you'll click on this. So I have highlighted here the appointment setter. So throughout this, your appointment setter is always going to be sending the first message. As you train them up, they can send a variety of the other messages, but at the start, I would advise you just getting them to send the first message. And then once people respond, you just go through and respond to the other message and continue the conversations. One thing that's really important here too, make sure that you understand this, is every time someone replies to your first message and you start having a conversation, is you want to flag their message. Make sure you let the appointment setter know this, and you can do this as well. Every time someone's replied to your first message, started a conversation, you can just scroll across on the message, click more, and it will say flagged. That way, when you come to check the messages on each account, instead of you scrolling through, you just go to filters, you press flagged, and it will let you know the people that you've had conversations with. So this will be your first message. Hey name, I don't know if this is for you, but I would love to give you 1 week of free online fitness coaching, as I created a program specifically for your target audience. And this exact method helped our client, you're going to refer to a client, to show social proof, dropped X amount of pounds in this time frame, only doing X number of workouts a week. Are you open to it? Again, if you work with real estate agents, they're very, very busy. Maybe they can only work 3 times a week. This is great. They still manage to get great results and only working out 3 times a week. It intrigues them because sometimes people think, oh, I need to be working out 5, 6 times a week in order to get the results, when you actually don't. So with this all filled in, this is another example. James, I don't know if this is for you, but I would love to give you 1 week of free online fitness coaching, as I created a program specifically for real estate agents to drop 5 to 15 kg in 90 days and skyrocket their self-confidence. This exact method helped our client Sarah drop 6 kg in 11 weeks, only doing 4 workouts a week. Are you open to it? So this is just an example. You don't need to copy and paste this and use it, but it just shows you this framework. You'd already looked through mine, as I already showed you it in this document. You'd have a look. If you need to, where it says 1 week here, you can change it to 2 or 4. It's up to you what you decide to do. But they're going to look at this and be like, right, okay, yeah, sure. They might be a bit confused with like, why are you doing this? And they want to know the pricing first. Well, at the bottom of this, I actually have objection handling and messages as well. So at the bottom of this, you'll see that. So stay around for that. Prospect is then what's he responding. So they're going to say something like, okay, yeah, sure. What would I have to do? And if they respond with a yes, send them this message. And if they say no, like their response and just don't reply. Okay, you're wasting your time. So the message you'll send is, great. Firstly, are you currently on a fitness journey right now? Remember, they don't know who you are. You don't know them. And you want a little bit of a background right now before you start sending over the Google form for them to fill in. They're going to go, I am, yes, or not right now, but I want to get back into it. And you're going to respond by going, love to hear that. What's the current goal you are working towards? Or if they said that they want to get back into it, they're not doing it right now, you then go, I understand. What would be the goal you'd like to work towards? Then they're going to say, I want to build more muscle, or I want to tone up and lose weight. And then this is where you send the Google form. This is the first message, which is, that's a great goal to have. Then you're going to send, I can definitely help you with that. If you just fill out this short Google form for me, in as much detail as you can. This will help me create your workout and nutrition plans. And then you're going to insert the Google form that they can fill out. Once you send over the form, sometimes people won't fill out the form right away. They're busy. They have lives. And remember, they don't know who you are. So they don't owe you anything. So here's 3 lots of follow-up messages that you can send over a 24 to 72 hour period. Hey name, have you managed to check out the Google form yet? Hey, did you fill out the form? Or hey, checking to see if you have filled out the form. If they don't reply after 72 hours, leave it, check in with them in a couple of weeks' time. Again, they might just be busy and then they'll come back to you. Let's say they fill out the form, you're going to get notified, so you'll know this. Then you send them a message. Amazing, I just received a notification that you filled out the form. I'll start creating your plans now and get back to you in the next couple of days. Enjoy your day. Be polite, be friendly. That's also going to help build the trust. The prospect, they're going to go, great, thank you, looking forward to it. Then once you create the plans, you're going to send them this message. I have just shared with you your workout nutrition plans on Google. Share it with them. You have their email, share it to them first. They'll get notified there. Then you're going to say, here's a short video explaining how they work and the steps we will take this week to get you started on achieving your fitness goal. And you're going to insert your VSL. Similar to what I've done, you're going to run them through how the sheets work, what they need to do, if they need to do anything, how the nutrition plans work, where they're going to find everything, what they need to do over this week period, then what you're going to do moving forwards with them, whether you're going to do a check-in call, whatever that's going to be, when you're going to check in with them, what your process and your systems are. You're going to explain that all in this video, so it's very clear on their expectations of what they expect. So they need to know that, because when you're doing a sales call, right, with someone, you give them the expectations, what the business includes, and if online coaching is for them or not. You're going to kind of do the same similar thing here with what they're going to actually expect, because some people might think online fitness coaching and you're going to be getting on the Zoom call with them, taking through the sessions. You need to explain that that's not the case, okay? So you're going to go through that and explain that right here. And a disclaimer, your VSL video will be uploaded to your YouTube channel and listed on private, just so cold outreach prospects can watch it. If you don't have a YouTube channel right now, you can make one. It doesn't take too long. And then the follow-up messages that you'll have right here, again, over a 24 to 72 hour period, just checking in to make sure they've watched the short video, or hey, have you managed to see the video yet? Or hey, checking to see if you've seen the short video yet. Again, if they haven't, just leave it, get back to them over another period of time, in a week or two. And then if they just don't respond, leave it. It's a dead lead, and that is frustrating. It did waste your time. But like I said, that's part of the risk of this. They're going to get back to you. I watched the video and I'm ready to get started. Depending on when they get started, they might be starting next week, and it's currently Friday, so they're starting Monday. So what you can do is, great, that person's name, I'm looking forward to it. I'll check back in with you on whatever day that they're going to be starting, and we'll start then. In the meantime, if you have any questions about anything, send me a message. So yeah, during this time, like I said, whether it's the 1, 2, or 4 weeks for the coaching plan, you'll over-deliver, checking in with them each day, holding them accountable, everything you would normally do if it was a paying client. Then once you've come to the end of the first week, the second week, the 4th week, now it's trying to get them on a booked call, which is going to be a sales call, to try and get them to continue with this service. So you're just going to now send these messages once you've come to the end of 1, 2, or the 4-week plan. So you're going to say their name. I just wanted to share with you your weekly check-in video on how the last 7 days or however many days it's been. I'm really impressed with your progress already in such a short time. You can watch your video here and insert the check-in call link. You do this anyway every single week for your clients. Obviously, if you're doing 7 days, that's fine. If you're doing this over a 14-day period or over a month, you're probably just going to do this every single week. So you'll do and send this message every single week for them with a check-in video. So that is fine there. And obviously, when you've done a week and you're saying you're really impressed with their progress in a short period of time, you want them to feel good about it, right? They've made progress and they've done well. Yes, not going to have life-changing transformations here, but like I said, it's the small things, and you want them to get instant wins. Whether before, they were quite stationary, only did like 3,000 steps a day. Now working with you, you gave them the tips that now they're doing 10,000 steps a day. Those are the things where you're like, great. And now if you just continue doing this over a 12-week period, you see the results that you're going to get. You may have dropped a pound this week, but then over the 12-week period, you could lose 8, 12, 16 pounds, right? They can then see that. So they'll go, thank you, I'll watch this today. They may not watch the video, but when they have, they may respond back to you. And this has been great and definitely something I need to focus on. I feel more energized already. Thank you. They may come back and ask you what's the price is. I want to continue. Great. You might get those people that are very forward, which is awesome. Sometimes you won't. You have to guide the conversation, remember. So then what you're going to do is go, great, I am pleased to know you have found this useful and noticing the benefits already. And then this is where it comes to trying to book in the sales call. You'll send this on a separate message. Is working towards achieving your fitness goal something you still like to continue doing together? Then you put their name. Everyone likes it when you say their name. This is going to get them thinking, right? Do they not? If they say yes, you're going to send the following messages. And if you say no, again, it's frustrating. You've spent a lot of time with them over this last week where they've now ghosted you and not interested, but they may come back to you at a later time. So don't think this is all for nothing, okay? But let's say they do. Yes, I would like to know more about your pricing and your service. So you can go, amazing, you can book your call here. So it's on both our calendars, insert your link. And then once they've booked in and you've got your notification on Slack because you set up your Pabbly and your Calendly automations, you're just going to send a message going, great, I look forward to speaking with you on date and time. And then any objection handling, if they're asking you your price, you know to get the price over in the DMs right now. They'll go, hey, how much is it to work with you, or how much is your program? You're just going to go, hey, name. It really depends on your situation, what we can then offer you. We personalize our program to fit the client needs. So I wouldn't be able to give you a number until I know what it is you need help with. I can give you a week of free online coaching, creating you a personalized training and nutrition plan first. Then if you like it, we can hop on a call and talk about it further. Does that work for you? Then they're probably going to go, okay, yeah, sure. You have that objection. Now you go through and you continue the conversation, seeing if they're currently on a fitness journey. And that's your entire DM script. Very simple, very straightforward, and it will work. You just need to send a ton of messages, do the volume, and you'll see the results. And I've spent a lot of time using the framework that obviously I use and how it works for you as the fitness coach. If you have any other questions, you know to reach out to me on Instagram and I'll answer them for you. And then number 9 is how to find your target audience on Instagram. So this is a bit of a long process, which I won't have in this video for you, but you have the tutorial here on how to do that. It's on a Loom video. I think it's maybe like 10 to 12 minutes long. It shows it all in detail, how you can use Instagram to find your audience, which is great. And then you have the sheet here, which I'll show you. I'll just click on this right now. In the video, I go through this sheet, which gives you everything and all the details that you need. And then you can just make a copy of this that you can use as well. And now another really important part about this whole entire process is hiring an appointment setter. So it can save you a ton of time, so you're not having to send these messages yourself. Again, I'm not going to go through all of the nitty gritty because this video will be ridiculously long. However, you have all the access to the trainings right here. So how to create your appointment setter folders on Google, so everything's in one place, so it's organized so you and the appointment setter can access this yourself. And then how to find an appointment setter. So you watch this video and it shows you how to use online jobs. So Online Jobs is a platform where you can hire appointment setters from the Philippines. We work with a lot of people from the Philippines in our agency, and they are incredible. They work incredibly hard and they do really high quality work with onlinejobs.ph. So you can use the free version, but the annoying thing about this is you only get like 15 applicants per job listing, and I think you only get 2 listings. And some of these 15 applicants might not even be high quality, which is really frustrating. And it takes 2 days for your application to be approved. So what you have to do is you could just pay, I think it's like a $50 fee for the entire month, where you can then go ahead and have 3 job proposals and then have like 200 applicants that you can go through. And what's great is you just find people that are good at the job, add them on a separate sheet, and then email them later down the line if you need more people to work for you, instead of having to pay that monthly fee for onlinejobs.ph. Here's also a video to show you how you can find appointment setters in Facebook groups. If you maybe found that you didn't have success with online jobs, there's a training right here on how to find it on Facebook, and then access to online jobs as well, which will take you to the website right here. And then to save you even more time when it comes to adding in the job description, I've written you out an entire job description that you can use. You can change some of the wording to maybe fit your brand better if that works. When you come to bring on an appointment setter, when you're doing cold outreach, until you start getting the ball rolling and you're doing well, then you can go to commission only, where you're just paying them based on commission and you're not paying them a base fee. Whereas when you're just starting, it's going to be very difficult for the appointment setter to feel motivated when they're not really getting as many commissions as they want, when they're working 100 plus hours a month. So what I start off doing is I'd have a base fee of $200 a month. And then with the commissions for your service and the pricing that you have, you'll then give them commissions on top of that, depending on the pricing plan, which I'll show you shortly, anywhere from $40 to $120. And then every 8 clients, you'll give them an extra $100. Again, it's incentives here to keep them wanting to work hard and send as many messages as possible. And you kind of let them know that they can actually earn up to $1,000 a month to $5,000 a month, depending on kind of the success from this, because they can, depending on how high your commissions are. You let them know that it's actually going to be 7 days a week, or how many days that you want or you feel like you can afford. You can add that in here as well. They'll be messaging anywhere on 4 to 8 accounts, and your expectations where they'll be sending anywhere between 80 to 100 messages on each account every single day, which will be 320 to 800 messages across all accounts a day as well. And then that's 2,240 to 5,600 messages a week on all of the accounts. Seems like a lot, but when you're using 8 to 10 accounts and you're sending a ton of messages, that's not going to be the case. And then they'll work around 5 hours a day, and then you'll just upload this for them in the job description. And then trust me, you're going to have a ton of leads flood in and come through. And then once you found people that you feel like have the experience and you think they'll be a good fit, then you get them on an interview. Best thing, keep it about 15 minutes, have them back to back, interview like 4 or 5 people in one go. And here are some questions that you can use to ask them in the interview process with their experience, how long they've been doing it, who they've worked with previously, how many booked calls they got a week for previous people, how many inbound, outbound messages they've done well. Then you kind of explain the payment structure to them if they're actually happy with that. Then you send over the contract to them on the call, making sure they got it. Then they go through this, and then once they've signed it, then you send them the training to them on onlinejobs.ph, which is just their trainings on how everything works, which is what I'm going to give you in here. I just actually realized I didn't add the actual appointment setter training on here. So what I've done is I've broken down all the different stages of the appointment setter training, what they'll do and everything. It's just not in one separate folder. So what I'll do is I'll add this here where you can access just the individual folder that you send to them. I'll add that in around here so you can use that to send to them. Once they've signed the contract and they're ready to get started, you'll just send that link to them on onlinejobs.ph, and then you'll get them set up on Slack and give them access to all the Google folders. But as you know, with this channel, we want to provide you with as much value as we possibly can. And I'm not going to leave you hanging because you're probably thinking, what's the contract going to be, Scott? And where do I host these contracts? Here is a PDF with the exact contract that you'll be using. This is a PDF, so you'll see the appointment setter. Obviously, this is just my business. I don't worry about that. And this has got all the information right here that you'll go through, you'll use, you can read through it, everything that you need, and then you'll see all the sort of like fields that you need to add with all the different boxes and contract names and addresses and everything, which you can use on esignature.io. So then all you'll do is just add in the fields here, and then you just copy and paste, and you'll copy and paste that in there. So that's great as well. And then you'll use esignature.io, which is right here that you can access. And the reason why I like this, it's like 50 cents to send a contract, and all you do is you have like your little account with some money in it, and then you just top that up, and it just takes money out of that. So I just have like £10 sitting in here, and then I just send a contract, and it takes it off from that. But then you're probably thinking, we just encountered another problem, Scott, right? Now giving them commissions. How do we track this? How do we track what package we've just made a sale on, and then the commission that they get on that? Down here, I'll go through this in a second, you have your commissions and the pricing plan. So here's just some ideas of pricing plans that you may already use, or you could start using. You have pricing package 1, which is, they're paying in full, they're paying more, package 2, and then package 3. Okay, so this is where they pay 1.5k in full over the 90 days and actually saving £450. Then they'll be paying £250 every 4 weeks or 6 months. And their commission here is, if you make a sale on this and someone signs up, they'll get $120, which is £96. Then you have package 2. And if you make a sale on this, they'll get $50, which is £40. And then package 3, if you make a sale with this, because they're sending all these messages, then they get $40, which is £32. And then their base monthly pay is $200, which is £160, which sounds good, but I still need something to track it. Well, with this page, we never leave a stone unturned. We want to give you as much value as possible, which is why we made a commission sheet. So if we scroll up again right here, you'll see the appointment setter commission sheet. There's a video explaining how to use this, and then you can access the sheet right here. You then have a section for each month. So you can see here's January all the way down to December. Then you have your pricing plans. So we put the pricing plans right here. If you want to change the pricing plans because they're not exactly like yours, go ahead, fill them in here and you can see that. But just make sure you add the price of each plan right here, which is what they'll be paying on the call. So you have the pricing here, then the commissions that they will get, then their base pay. And then what you'll do here is once they make commissions at the end of the month, but let's say for package 1, they got 2 commissions, package 2, they got 1, and then package 3, they got 5. What's great here is all of a sudden it starts calculating this, which is the price of the individual packages, and then as a whole with the total right here. So you'll see, including their base pay and the commissions, you'll actually be paying them £392 for the month. So this is a great way to keep track of everything as well. So don't worry, I've got you, and I'm not leaving you confused, not knowing what to do. We then have the Slack communication channel. So when it comes to having your appointment setter, you need to have everything in on Slack. So then you can check in with them. You can see how many messages they're sending every single day. Obviously, you see that with the Kpi Tracker. But when you're busy throughout your day, you just want to get a couple of messages on Slack to see how everything works. So I've actually got a video here explaining to you how to set everything up on Slack so you can see all the details that you need. So here's just an example, is you'll have your communication message templates. So you'll have a check-in and check-out section on Slack. So what that basically means is your appointment setter, just like they would when they sign into another job, whether they work in the supermarket, whatever, you have to sign in for the day. So they'll message you saying, checking in. They'll add the time right here that they started, because you have a time that you want them to work every single day, and then the date. Once they finish filling out all the sheets, sending the messages, then they'll send a checking out message, the time, the date, and how many hours that they work. And in this video, explain that all in more detail. And then we have the daily reports message. So this used to be really messy for me because it was just sent individually. I don't know why I did that. So we just have one huge message. It might seem like a lot, but it's not, because it goes from account 1 down to account 8. And all you got to do is add the Instagram handle, how many cold leads were sent on that account that day, how many conversations you had, and how many booked calls. Then all they do is they come to the bottom to save you time here. They have total DMs sent, so just add everything up and add that there. They'll add the total conversations and total booked calls. So all you got to do is you can see individually how each account done, and then you can see how well the accounts as a whole performed that day, on how many DMs you sent and how many conversations were started, and then how many, again, total booked calls. Then tracker updates, all they're going to do here, say yes or no if they filled out the trackers, which is adding people's names in and where they're at in the pipeline. And then any notes that they need to know in case that they didn't hit this, and anything else that they need to say to you. And then finally, how to buy warm IG accounts. So I use this company called PVA Leaders. I was sent this by a friend, and they do all their business through WhatsApp. And I'll be honest, I thought this was a scam at first. I wasn't sure if I trusted it. I didn't know if it was going to be legit. Again, if I was going to get money taken from me, but I thought, screw it, I'm going to try it. And they're 100% reliable. It works. The accounts work. They're very organized. Their system is great. They are over in Pakistan. They give you passwords to the accounts. They give you the emails, because sometimes you need to log into accounts. It requires confirmation codes. They actually give you the emails and the password to log into that. The best thing I would advise you doing when you do that is to actually log into the emails on a desktop, because that way you can change the language to English, which is a lot easier to understand. I tried doing this on my phone and I couldn't do it, and it took me ages. So I advise doing that on desktop. And again, if you want to know the number that they use, reach out to me on Instagram at Scott Norgate with 2 R's with the words cold outreach, because I don't want to plaster their number all on social media. And to let you know, each account actually costs $3. It's not expensive at all. It's only $3. I thought it was going to be a lot more. $3 for an account. As of right now, as I film this, they may have put up their prices, but right now that's how much it costs. And then to get 1,000 followers is around $10. You can see on some of the accounts I had 2,000. It's just because at the time they had accounts that only had 2,000. So I ended up paying like $25 for that, but they might even be able to do you a price if you can just say the kind of budget that you have. I think I ended up spending $100 for 5 accounts. So that was great. And then as well, down here, if you want to access all the sheets that we've gone over in this video, how to find cold leads, you can access that here. The cold leads DM script, you can access that here. Appointment setter contracts, the appointment setter commission sheet, the information form, and the KPI tracker all here. But remember, make a copy, because you can just have this all in one place. So that's how you can make £2,500 to £5,000 a month as a fitness coach using this cold outreach system. It helped me get to my first 5K a month in my agency back in April. As you can see, it does require a lot of time. It can be organized and it can still save you a lot of time with some of the systems that I put in place. However, it isn't scalable long term. It is great to build up the experience, the social proof, like I mentioned, to get you a couple of clients through the door. And then use that money, like I said, to either invest in ads, a mentor, which is great. But I still use this system today for my content agency. I no longer promote it through my main account, because I just focus on my consulting agency, which is something different, where we're helping fitness coaches that are stuck at around their 8 to 10K a month mark, and they're trying to get to 20 to 30K a month. And we do this through the community funnel, which is dialing in their messaging, their offer, and using ads on Instagram. But I wanted to make this video because I have a lot of fitness coach friends that are still in the gym, want to transition online, or people that are following me that aren't as established as they want to be online right now. And this is a process that I wanted to make. And yes, this isn't scalable long term, but it gets your foot through the door and can help you as you start, developing more skills with content and everything like that. So give it a try. If you feel like you found value from this, it's worked for you, just share it with another fitness coach friend, someone that you know, as it will go a long way. It will help them. And my goal with my channel is to help fitness coaches impact more lives through fitness. As I used to be a fitness coach myself, I know the impact that it has, and I just really enjoy working alongside fitness coaches and helping them. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're close to 100 subscribers. We may already have hit that as I film this video, and I'll see you next week in the next one.